Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, other than these blingy eyebrows, I am going to be talking to you guys about the Juvia'S Place foundation. This is the I Am Magic full coverage foundation. This is one full size, this is 1 ounce and it retails for $20. You can buy it on their website or you can also buy it at Ulta. The directions say to apply the product with a wet beauty sponge, which I did, and or a synthetic brush, done that too, and use sweeping and buffing motions all over your face. You need very little of this. I had looked up reviews on this product and everyone would go in with like the standard amount of foundation that you would with any other foundation, and everyone always said, oh my gosh, this is too much. So I literally just squeeze a pea-size amount and apply it, and that does my entire face. Yesterday I did end up applying just a little bit more on my cheeks because I wanted to build up the coverage, and it looked perfectly fine. This is a really great product, and I think that they did a great job with the formula, I think that they did a really great job with their shade range. I think that they could maybe build on the undertones, but overall I think you can find something to suit you, and if not, make it work the way I did. So I really think that they have a great start to their product, and that they did a wonderful job covering different ranges, you know, from light to dark. But I'm going to have to say that for me, this is just not a product that I can keep because it did not work out for me. So if you guys are curious to see how it wore, then let's go. All right, guys, don't mind the look. You'll see that in an upcoming video. But I'm going to take 1 pump, and I'm using my Juno & Co sponge, and I'm just going to dot this on my face. And I'm going to tell you guys the shade that I selected. I went into Ulta and I actually did try the shades out. And this is Tangier 520. I was going to get 500, but I felt like once it's set, it looked a little too peachy. Whereas this one has a little bit more of a golden base to it. And I felt like this was what would look best. So it is a little bit darker, clearly. But we're gonna make it work. As you guys can see, it goes a long way, and she is thick. I need to bring this down into my neck. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. I'm going to apply some concealer to just kind of lighten this up a little bit, and then we'll come back and chat about her. All right, guys, this is the finished look for today. I know it's a little bold, a little crazy, a little out there, but I'm enjoying it. I really love the brows. I took my lipstick off because I was kissing my baby. But what I will tell you guys is that I have worn the Juvia'S Place foundation twice now, and I feel like with this one I really have to bake my face. If I don't, then this product just does not stay in place. It moves a ton, and I have to say I like it more with a powder versus just letting it be on its own. It is very luminous and glowy and beautiful. She's very thick, full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. As you guys saw, 1 pump literally did my entire face. I would say that the shades are a little off, or a little difficult to match, because some are either very yellow or really peach. The neutrals are just not really there. I am very impressed with the fact that they came out with so many shades and that they are able to give you 1 fluid ounce for $20. Like, that's pretty amazing. And I have to say, I love the packaging because I love the fact that you could squeeze the product out. I love that at the end of the day, if you need to really just get everything out of the container, you can always cut it and scoop it out. You do need very little of this, so I can see this lasting for a really long time. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation but don't want to commit to anything over, you know, $20, this is a beautiful option. And for me personally, I'm going to return it. And the reason is I am not a fan of really heavy looking foundation. I love a full coverage. You guys know that. I am a full coverage kind of person. But this is like applying icing to your face. It's so thick. I love the way it looks, but it really separates and shows any texture in my skin. And for the most part, my skin is pretty smooth. I don't have texture. I don't have like humongous pores. But I've told you guys that this inner part here tends to be my problem area. It tends to be where I have a little bit more of pores, and I can see it. The other thing too is you can really see the creasing around my nose, the creasing around my smile lines, and it doesn't wear well on me. Initially it looks pretty. Initially I think, wow, this is beautiful. I really like it. I can deal with the fact that it's a little bit of a thicker consistency. So it is one of those products that it just doesn't work well with my skin. And I'll tell you guys that I'm combination. My T-zone can be a little bit oily, and just like, I am not a difficult skin type. Like I can pretty much use anything and not have it be an issue, but this just, it looks heavy. It makes my cheeks look really textured. And then I'll show you guys, you know, footage of me through the day and just how it wears and how it starts to really break down and look, it makes me look old, it makes me look cakey, it makes me look textured. Like, it's just not a good foundation for me. Let me show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. I don't know why it's chosen to kind of come off here, but already, and it hasn't been long, this looks really textured. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in. Look at that. This looks really heavy and textured. This is just not a foundation that has worked for me, and I just don't see how I can make it work. I've tried it with a different primer. It's not something that's going to work out for my skin type. But I do like what they did. I do think that they have great options, and I think that if you are somebody that is, you know, normal, this may work for you. I think that if you're oily, you just have to set it and bake it with a powder. If you are dry, I think this is actually going to be something that you can wear because it's not a dry formula. But for whatever reason, on me, it just doesn't work. So for that reason, I'm going to have to say that this is a pass. But I don't think it's a horrible product. It's not something that I hate. It's just something that has not worked for me and does not wear well during the day. And I like something to wear all day because I'm not someone to touch up. So with that being said, if you guys want to see what this looks like, then stick around. Guys, it is now 8:20 and this is what the foundation looks like. I really like the way it looks, actually. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to like it, but I do like how it looks. And I did not set my face with a powder. I just set where my glasses sit. So it looks really glowy. I like it. Let's see how it wears. Alright guys, it's 9:15 and I wanted to show you guys what this foundation looks like in natural light. As you guys can see, it is a little bit more neutral, and the shade is a little off for me. And I want you guys to see just like what it looks like on the skin. I think it's a little heavy for what it is. I literally took the smallest amount. Where I went in a little heavier was the cheeks, but everywhere else is like super thin. I feel like it looks a little heavy, but she is thick, so I'll keep you guys posted. Alright guys, it's 12:16 and I'm noticing some creasing around my smile lines. The foundation looks pretty, but I don't know that it's going to work for my skin type. So we'll see how it continues to wear throughout the day, but I'm not sure yet how I'm feeling about this guy. Alright guys, don't mind the eyeshadow. This, I was just playing with makeup. Alright guys, look at this texture. Look at how cakey this foundation is looking on my skin. Look at how cakey my under eye is. It looks pretty from afar, but legit up close, it looks like I have on a ton of foundation, and I don't see this getting better. I actually took a brush and just kind of brought it back down to my nose because I had my nose missing, which we know is always an issue for me. But guys, it's pretty, looks pretty bad. My skin never looks this textured. I mean, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to wear this just a little bit longer, but I don't see myself keeping this foundation, honestly. So we'll see what I think. Alright guys, it is now officially 9 and I wanted to show you guys how the foundation is looking. Again, disregard the shadow, I'm just playing. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of texture on my skin. The makeup has worn off significantly and it looks really glowy. And I know I didn't set it with a powder today, but I just feel like there have been other products that I've used that I don't use a powder with, and it doesn't look nearly as glowy as this. The other thing I'm seeing is that it just looks really heavy around my T-zone, which is where I tend to be a little bit more on the oilier side if I'm oily. And my chin has worn off, which again is fine, but look at these crease lines. Look at how textured my skin looks, and overall I don't have texture in my skin. I just feel like this creates and emphasizes anything really. I feel like it's really heavy, and even though I went in with a super light layer, which you guys will see, I feel like it's gonna be one of those formulas that just doesn't work with my skin. The other thing I wanted to point out was what my under eyes look like. They look so dry and they look really cakey and heavy. Again, I don't think this is a product that I will be using again. It just makes my skin look all sorts of bad. So I just quickly wanted to show you guys, if you look at my eyebrow, you can see that there's like a little circle, and that was a hair strand that had just caught there. But just to kind of show you guys just how thick this formula is, you can see where that hair was sitting. She thick.